went to bleeding races, 'twas on the 9th of June, 1862 on a summer's afternoon. I took the bus to Banbury's and she was heavy laden. Away we went along Colin Street, that's on the road to bleeding.
You're watching Toon Army TV. Welcome to the channel. This is the Newcastle versus Manchester United match preview this Saturday at St James's Park. It's live on the TV. It's been a couple of weeks since I last done a video due to the fact that England were on international duty trying to qualify through the Nations League. I don't like international football at the best of times because England always get through the qualifiers. I only sort of take notice when it comes to the actual tournament that England are in, because the football isn't great. But they didn't disappoint, and we're back to what we love, which is Newcastle United, Premier League football, and it's a massive game on Saturday against Manchester United. It doesn't matter how poor they've been, it doesn't matter what we've done in the past, this is always a big fixture on the Premier League calendar, and for all Newcastle and Manchester United fans from the old rivalry back in the 90s. Now, if you haven't watched these previews before, I talk all things my club, Newcastle United, in the first part of the preview. Then in the second part of the preview, I'll talk all things the opposition, Manchester United. So if you are a Manchester United fan watching, stay patient and I'll get to you very, very soon. Now, my club, Newcastle United, well, we go into this game in very good form. We're in a good moment. We're 9th in the Premier League as we start this weekend. We've picked up 7 points from 12 available. We've played 4 games. We've won 2. We've drawn 1 and we've lost 1. We're unbeaten since the 20th of September, and that was a 3-0 home defeat against Brighton. They deserved to win on that afternoon. I take nothing away from them. We just didn't turn up, and let's be honest, we could have been beaten by more. But since then, you know, we've beaten the likes of Morecambe, we've drawn with Tottenham, and we've also got into the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. We also beat Burnley 3-1 at St James's Park last time out, and let's be fair, we should and could have won by more than 3-1 on the evening. We didn't crumble, you know, at 1-1. It could easily have went the other way when Burnley equalised, but we showed how resilient and confident we are that we can retake the lead and double it and keep that 3-1 lead. And for the performance, we got a deserved 3 points. We wanted a better response, a better performance in terms of shots on target, and we got that. Now, in terms of Steve Bruce and his formation, I think he's going to go with a 4-4-2 formation, which he's been using this new season. However, I would prefer Steve Bruce to use 4-2-3-1, but I don't think he will. That formation did get us a lot of good results last season. And I want to talk about how the 4-2-3-1 formation could actually suit us this weekend, how it could be important against Manchester United. So keep watching for my opinion on that. Now, my expectations for the game on the weekend, it's going to be a difficult one. It's not going to be easy. We know that Manchester United have been battered 6-1 in their previous game. But Manchester United are a side who, they're a confidence side, aren't they? But they're a big club. And as much as that pains many Newcastle fans because they've won a lot of trophies, they've got players that can react, that can really respond after a very disappointing defeat. And for us, we just need to take the initiative from the Burnley game and go in there with confidence and try and put Manchester United under further pressure. We've got what it takes. We've got the players now to get at Manchester United, to really put an effort in. And if we really get at them, we could score a couple of goals, because we know that they've got vulnerabilities, especially at the back when you've got the likes of Harry Maguire, Eric Barley, you've got Shaw and Wan-Bissaka on the wings who have weaknesses. You look at their keeper in David De Gea, he makes too many mistakes, and if we can, you know, force them into mistakes, then that's where we can get goals and our confidence is high. And there's no better time to play Manchester United when you come off the back, you know, of a win. Has the international break really gone against us? Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. But we'll only find out on Saturday when we come up against Manchester United. It may have actually done Manchester United a favour in terms of regrouping and getting the training in and going again. That's how I see it from their point of view, but I'll talk about them in a second. Now, if you are a Manchester United fan watching, I've highlighted 3 players to watch out for on Saturday. That is ASM Allin St Maximin, fantastic player. he is all about pace. He's all about getting at, 2 or 3 players and beating them. He can beat a defence, he can score. And in his last game against Burnley, he scored and made one. So he's in a very good moment. I think if you can stop his pace, if you can stop him from, getting forward, then that's how we lack in terms of, any sort of creativity going forward, any, chance of scoring goals. And with his work rate, when he's on the ball and he plays well, the whole team plays well. But if you stop him, then you could stop us from getting into that rhythm, if you like. And with ASM, we know that he's got the abilities to break down any side. It doesn't matter whether it's Manchester United, Barcelona, Real Madrid. This lad's going to go places, I really can see it. And there's been rumours that ASM could be signing a new 6-year contract, but we'll wait and see on that. That can only be good for the club. It can only be good for the fan base because he's such a great player to watch, and he's the best player at our football club, hands down. Callum Wilson, who was signed from Bournemouth for 20 million quid, he has scored 4 and 4 in terms of goals in the Premier League. He's in a great moment, and he scored 2 against Burnley. Could have got a hat-trick. I do love his attitude when he comes out in the media and says along the lines of, I should have scored 3, I should have scored 4, I should have done better. But he's the striker that we've been crying out for years, who can, put himself around in the box, who can just finish chances, even like from set pieces as well. And I feel like there's more to come from Callum Wilson going forward. Giorgio Shelvey, if he's in the mood, he's the type of player who likes to spray those Hollywood balls left and right, and he's not afraid to have a go. You know what he can do. You've seen him around in the Premier League for long enough now that he can, make a difference. But I need Shelvey as well to be on it, because if he's not, we don't want to get, outrun in that midfield. Now, injuries, Dubravka is expected to return this week, but I'm not too sure if he's going to make the start 11, so in my start 11, I may not risk him. Matt Ritchie, he's going to be out for a while, and so is Dwight Gale. In terms of Dubravka, Manchester United fans may not have to worry, but you just never know in terms of what Steve Bruce says in his press conference. I'm speaking before he talks on Friday morning or afternoon, whenever he decides to take that press conference. Now, my start 11 for the game on Saturday, it's going to be the 4-2-3-1, but I can see Steve Bruce going 4-4-2. So in net, Carl Darlow, but if it is Dubravka, then I will make that replacement. The back 4, so at left back, Jamal Lewis, right back, Javier Manquillo, the 2 centre-backs, captain Jamal Lascelles and Federico Fernandez. The 2 midfielders sitting in deep, I'm going to go with Shelvey and Hayden. In the number 10, I'm going to go with potentially Almiron, but I've heard rumours that he picked up an injury on international duty, so he may not play. If not, I'd rather see Jeff Hendrick be given that chance in the number 10 rather than be played on the right-hand side, because I feel like he's wasted there. On the left-hand side, I'm actually going to go with Joe Linton. That's where I think he plays better. And then on the right-hand side, I'm going to go with Alan St. Maximin, who, again, will be rapid on that evening. And up front, Callum Wilson. He will be the focal point to get goals. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see like a Callum Wilson and an ASM sort of partnered up front, or an Almiron. That's just the way Steve Bruce seems to go about his football. Now, Manchester United, they're currently 16th in the Premier League. They've lost 6-1. That was against Tottenham Hotspur at Old Trafford. Not great. And they've not really had the best start of the season. They've only played 3 games, so they do have a game in hand. And they need to really start getting it together now. Otherwise, I've put down Ollie is under great pressure. He's under pressure now to get a result on Saturday evening after what happened against Tottenham. The board will be demanding a huge response, and that's no disrespect to us. We'll be a winnable game to them. And Steve Bruce hasn't got a good record against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Manchester United, so there's a bit of a positivity there for Manchester United. They've got the players, but are they going about the games the way they should be? I would say no. Is the formation the correct one? Well, I don't know, because I don't watch Manchester United week in, week out, but from what I do see, it's not great on the eye, is it? It's not the Manchester United you used to know, under Alex Ferguson, where it was attacking and defending. You do both at once, and your midfield would just be getting at defences. Now, Pogba, saga as well, is not helping when he's been linked with the likes of, Real Madrid. He wants to leave and whatnot. And let's be fair, I don't think he's really done well at Manchester United since coming back. I feel like he's got a bit of an ego problem, and that he feels like he's better than the side. But what's he actually done since re-signing for Manchester United. I just don't think he's done a great deal. Yeah, he scored some good goals, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think he's really given his all for the Manchester United badge. I don't think he's really shown his real ability from when he played at Juventus. And I just feel like he's just wasting himself at Manchester United because he doesn't seem like he cares too much to play for the club. And with that attitude, that's not great. I mean, do you want big egos at your club? Not really. You want to get rid of them and you want to bring in players who actually, want to play for the badge. But I just don't feel like he does. And yeah, like, he did cost a lot of money, but I just don't think he's really lived up to his value. That's just my personal opinion from what I've seen the outside looking in. In terms of their suspensions, well, they've lost Martial because he picked up a straight red card, or was it 2 yellows, against Tottenham. And yeah, he got sent off. He's one of their most creative players in terms of, getting shots at goals, scoring goals, and they're going to really miss him on Saturday. And Cavani as well, who they've just signed from PSG on a free. He's unfit and won't be risked on the weekend. It's a bit of a shame for Manchester United, but was he a bit of a panic buy? Well, we'll only wait and see in the next few games to come. However, I do expect Manchester United to respond because they do have decent players, They do have players that can turn a game, they can change a game. And we've seen them in games where they might not look their best, but they can certainly grind out results. And I've seen them play really well where they've battered a side, like they did, against Brighton down at the Amex in the Cup. But then they do have, of course, their vulnerabilities, which I have spoken about beforehand, before I've spoken about Manchester United from a Newcastle fan's point of view, to what we should do when we play up against Manchester United. Now, formation, they play the 4-2-3-1, and this is where I believe the 4-2-3-1 should work for us against them. We should be able to try and match Manchester United. That's what we should be doing. If we can match them, then who knows, we've got a chance. They've got injuries, they've got suspensions, we've got our players back. We've got players there that are round to go, that are fit. Yes, some of them have played international football, but a lot of them haven't. So they should be, 100% ready to go. And I think if we match them, we've got a chance of getting 3 points, on the weekend. Because, like I say, Man United do have their weaknesses all over the park. And of course, with Ollie being under pressure, that's where we could really cash in on the weekend. Now, in terms of players to watch out for, because they have got some decent players. First up, Marcus Rashford. And I want to say well done to him because he's picked up an MBE for his service to, younger children who, are going hungry. And he managed to, get one over the government. And they managed to go for his, petition. And he won. And fair play to him, he's doing, what's right for the community that he's from and for the wider society. And in general, he's a good player. Yes, he has his good and bad games, but I do believe there's a good player in there. A player who can be clinical on his day, who can put the ball into the back of the net. Mason Greenwood, what a story he's been. Last season, he really made his name scoring goals, left, right and centre. And that's why he's in the Manchester United side, from, coming through the ranks. And he's going to be, a real threat from midfield. So we're going to have to make sure we watch out for him and make sure that we're marking him up. Bruno Fernandes, now, he does get taken the piss out of for just scoring pens, but I think he's a really good player who the signed from Sporting. He made a real difference from January of this year when he signed. Man United were not in a good moment, but when he was there, he was scoring the goals and he just added that extra bit of quality in the midfield that they lacked. And if he is allowed any space on the ball, then we may struggle to cope with him, and you never know, he may actually put one in the back of the net because he has got big game experience. And I have also mentioned Paul Pogba. I do expect him to start against us. He scored goals. He scores very good goals when he puts his mind to it. And we know what quality that he offers. He's got big game experience playing in the Champions League, etc. Playing for big clubs, like United, and now when you've got Juventus from the past. But we just have to be careful because we know what he brings to the table. And if we don't mark up and if we're too open in midfield, then if he gets enough joy to spray balls around or if you give him any space, if you let him get through your defence, then he will score 9 times out of 10. So we've got to be very careful on that. Now we're going to jump into wescorecom where I look at the opposition, Manchester United, their strengths and weaknesses. So I'll get them up on screen for you right now. So their strengths, counter-attacks, they are very good on the counter-attack. So we'll have to be very careful from that in terms of our defending, that we're on point and that when the ball does go into our half, that we're quick to win the ball back very quickly. Creating long shots and opportunities, so they will create opportunities from long distance, so we'll have to be wary of that. and coming back from losing position. So if we do take the lead, like we did against Burnley, we've got to try and double it. Yes, we got very lucky because against Burnley we got that 2-1 lead, then we made it in the 3-1. But Man United may not be so easy. So if we get that 1-0 lead, let's try and double it. And that's the only sort of strengths that they've got. So they've got a lot more weaknesses. So weaknesses, protecting the lead. So if we do go 1-0 down, we shouldn't panic. We should be looking to stay positive and just try and play our own game. And if we do that, we've got a chance of, potentially equalising, and if we push even further, to go on and win the game. Defending set pieces. So I think we've got some good set piece takers, ASM, Shelby. So if we get like any good free kicks or corners in, if we put them in correctly in the right places, then we could score. They've obviously got bad defensive issues. Aerial duels, so in the air, we can win balls. We're very good at that. They're not very good. Avoiding individual errors. So, there will be prone to mistakes from there. Very weak at defending against attacks down the wings. So ASM will be our focal point. If we can, use ASM as much as possible and put Manchester United on the back foot, we've got a real chance. Avoiding fouling in dangerous areas. So Manchester United do tend to give the ball away in needless free kicks around the box and maybe in the box. If we get a chance, we've got to take it. That's basically what I'm saying here. And stopping opponents from creating chances. So we will get chances. Manchester United will give us opportunities to, have shots at the goal. And you've seen it in, previous games in that 6-1 defeat at Tottenham Hotspur. So that is the strengths and weaknesses for Manchester United. They've got a lot more weaknesses than they have strengths. And that's where it's good for us, where we can really take ownership and get at the Manchester United side. They have got plenty, of vulnerabilities, and they're not in a good moment. So we need to try and cash in. If we could do that, then I think we can get the 3 points on Saturday. Now, score prediction, I'm going to say 1-0 Newcastle. I believe it's going to be a close one. If we could just shut them out and hit them on the counter-attack, I'll take it. But then be back in my head saying a draw, but I want to stay positive. So yeah, 1-0, clean sheet, and then we'll move into the next game. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you hit the like button, you subscribe, and you put your comments down below, your start 11s and your score predictions. And I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.